What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Universim Season 2. On that, actually, it may be that we have a Season 3 before 1.0, I'm not sure. I don't know what you think, but it seems that we're getting through this pretty quick, and we're only 5 days into the month before the 1.0, so I may even get a chance to do another series with the combustion so that we have full scope of all of the power types before going into 1.0. One thing is for sure though, kinetic energy, never again. Unless I'm missing something like electrocuting the people to make them run faster. I know you can turn it up, but I've tried it and 90% of the time it kills them. So it's not an option, I don't believe. Anyway, back into the game, let's have a look. Putting down, of course, more cemeteries because we're getting the odd rotting corpse about again. So my solution to that is, as soon as we get a rotting corpse, I put a cemetery within vicinity of that area to make it not happen again. And hopefully over time, it will resolve that problem. Just also micromanaging the team returning. They're overloaded again. I have lost people. I don't have any of the poultice things that stop them dying. Therefore, I can't use my powers to heal them. So we are losing people. All I'm concentrating on is the yellow points, nothing else. Here we have a quest for the food. And it's basically a shoemaker asking if they can join the fast food business. The option I picked basically means that my nuggets eat 50% more food, but they live 10 years longer, which to me is massive. Food shouldn't be a problem. We're already ahead on keeping the food up and building that, and once we get the cattle farms, I'll be chucking a lot of them down too. So back into this expeditions, you can see I'm just deleting the items that are not giving me the points that I want, or the ones that are giving me the least amount for weight to point value, as daft as that sounds, but that's how I'm having to do it, just to get them back. And then of course it's as soon as you get them back, we'll gain them points. We're already at 122 down there, you can see that, but there should be another good 100 or so coming from the quest with any luck. And just showing you a reoccurrence here of me having to use the lightning power to charge my own batteries, because yeah, the kinetic wheels are I'll say, yeah, rubbish. I think they're rubbish at the minute, unless it's me. The thing is, even when you've got them, you have to have somebody running in them to create the power, which is 35, and they don't do it for very long either, so it's not consistent. So I feel like I'm going to need an army of like 50 to 100, and then obviously only 5 of them but run at the same time. I don't know, it just doesn't seem very practical. I thought wind energy was yeah, temperamental, but I wish I wish I had some wind turbines now, but we don't, so we're gonna have to move on. Also, the further on in the research, there is the research for upgrading the wind turbines. I expected it to change to the kinetic so that you'd upgrade the kinetic wheel, but it doesn't. So I'm wondering whether they're just stuck at that stage forever. I'm not sure. Hopefully not, but we'll see. And of course, as soon as we get to the ability to pick between nuclear power or solar power, we are going to pick nuclear. Though I'm still very interested on how we get uranium, because yeah, we don't have any. Just admiring the view here from the bridge. I was trying to actually look through the bridge to get a nice thumbnail, but apparently you can't get down that low, so it doesn't matter. But definitely progressing through. That's clearly the sort of modern era buildings. Though we did get one. Whether I'll use it or not is another question, because it depends on what I see and what happens and what turns into the actual episode, or the end of an episode, or the beginning of an episode. Checking the governor there. Good. Everything's there. Ministers are all in place. Also good. Need to unlock a few more. There's 3 more to go, right? The bottom 2, environment and space, are not doable as part of the beta release. Team's overloaded again, so we're going to have to go over there and micromanage that, which by micromanage means you have to delete stuff, throw stuff on the ground, whatever you want to call it. A few settings I found actually there. None of them are any good really, but I've turned them all on just in case. Might do something useful. But yeah, we're losing nuggets, and there's no way. So I need to pay more attention to the poultice in the future to allow me to heal them, because of course a nugget carries. A dead nugget does not. So with my newfound ability to get more nuggets a little bit quicker, and 290 points in the bank, let's get over to the 𝐂𝐴𝐍𝐄𝐓 spell, and all you do is double click the nuggets, however you like. And again, remember that if they are in a relationship, they will automatically join up with their partner at their house and do their business. If they are not, they will find somebody that is of opposite sex and also not, and go to, I don't know whose house, actually. I've not really followed them around. I'm not that much of a perv. But yeah, it works. So while you've got the points to do it, I would. It's better than wasting them, right? I mean, at some points I was actually creating meteors just to waste points, but that's 300 points. That's quite a lot of baby nuggets. So yeah, if you want more nuggets, do that. You can see that it leaves the lines on even when you come out of that mode. You can see all of the couples that are reacting to your spell. And they will do the business within that period of time. Clearly, some of them are really far away, like almost the other side of the planet. They've got a long walk, but when they get there, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. I'm going to leave it there anyway. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So looking at the resources, we're close to being full on the warehouses. They are being used, which is good. They do get used quite well. You just need labourers to be able to use them, and the couriers as well. So I'm going to get a couple more of those put down. They do upgrade quite significantly for the future, so we shouldn't need too many more. But it is imperative that we get them stored. If I'm honest, I don't really know if there is a benefit to it in terms of, like, if you store food, does it last longer? It doesn't rot away or anything, so... But it just makes everything in one place, and I think it just makes it better for your nuggets to get to and use should they need to. And the couriers as well, right? If everything's in one place instead of them going all over the shop to pick up the random bit of wood here or there. For the record, this is why when you upgrade all of a building at a time and it's a significant building, i.e. reservoirs, it warned you, and I ignored it, and winter hit. Now I don't have any water. My nuggets are drinking lake water, which is poisonous and killing them. So, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'm saying that like I'm not going to, but
without
yeah.
creator points.
I won't do it again, put it that way. I think the idea is I'll probably do sort of 3 or 4 and then 3 or 4 and do it that way. Because there's a lot of sick nuggets now from this, from drinking the wrong water, and that also means that there is a lot less creator points for me to use, and moods drop, etc, etc. So although they look like they're building them pretty quick, yeah, it's amazing how quick people without water fall down. You can see all of them walking down there, look. All poorly, all ill, and I don't have the points to heal everyone, unfortunately, at this minute in time. I mean, if I chuck someone in the grinder, I could, but it's counterintuitive, right? Making everybody better by killing someone else. Way zoomed out. Way zoomed out. Right, we're struggling with electricity again,
Power cord, or there's
as it is, but we're also getting some resource buildings down, so I'll do that, and then we can obviously just chuck a bit of lightning down on the batteries to stop that annoying sound. Just putting another gas mine down there. We've got 1100, but you don't want to run out of that, because as you move forward, both plastic, fuel, all of the different things requires the various... That is so loud. My goodness, my ears. Yeah, so just making sure that we are indeed having a positive increase in the resources that we're doing, or collecting, sorry, and that would be gas, iron and oil for the most part, because they're what we use in the future processors for glass, plastic, steel, etc. So close, actually, so close for them being safe and sound. We sent 10, 4 made it back. I mean, we made it further than we've ever made it before, right? That's a record for me anyway. I'm not sure. Guys, let me know if you've got any further than that. I'm interested. Can you actually get to the lava? Do they all die? Do we swim in it? I don't know. Does it even go that low? I want to know. And we will find out if you keep watching, of course. So there's 117, and we can end the expedition here. So you can see 117 to 196. So we gained around the 80 mark. I mean, it's not bad. We did have a lot more than that. We had like 150 at one point, but because we didn't have the nuggets to bring the stuff back, we couldn't. So I'll hopefully do that again very soon, but take a lot more people. I'll also probably wait until I unlock the second stage of the health bar, just to make sure we've got that extra comfort for people struggling or suffering. Just looking in the research now, to what am I going to spend these almost 200 points on? Realistically, priority 1 is life expectancy. That is my priority 1 anyway. Priority 2 is water, food. Though food really is more about eating less food than anything. And then priority 3 is sort of increments of buildings, so making buildings better, more resourceful. Priority 2 actually was also making the nuggets faster, because that still goes hand in hand with water and food, right? Because they have to travel to these locations, and if I've built them quite far away, the faster they are, the quicker they can get to these various different places. So, yeah. But I think life expectancy is the biggest priority for me, simply because you need a lot of nuggets to keep everything running, and that is where we struggle the most. This is the garage, right? The first garage, the second garage, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, a third garage. Technically we need 4, but yeah, resource wise we'll go for 3. And this then means that the nuggets can start using vehicles at the cost of oil for now, and they use 12 oil, or sorry, it uses 12 oil per 100 vehicles. And if you just notice there, we just skipped a little bit of time as well to move forward with, again, resources mainly, but just to save a bit of time from your end in waiting for us to build the same buildings over and over again with the nuggets that are too slow to do so. That rhymed, I like that. Again, just looking at the trading thing, I don't know how you could just trade without just accept the trade. I would just accept it if I could, but it doesn't let you. It's always change. So all I'll do is just give them free herbs. They seem to like it, keeps them happy. I'm allies with everybody, and as soon as I've got an army, I'll change that. Should be fun. Busy fishing piers there, and looking at these bridges, they're also busy. You can see now the vehicles going over there, as I mentioned, 1,200 on either bridge. So as we knew that it was going to be busy, right? And they are. So I always have a quick look in this when I remember. That is, I say always when I remember, and I try and just get the free resource for creator points where I'm not using them for something else. If I can be bothered, I would obviously likely use them for the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶 spell, but if not, I'll just use them for that. And we can see now all of our water pumps are in the process of being upgraded to the modern era, which increases their output as well. We have hamster wheels, kinetic generators, take your pick, all over the place. Yeah, look at it. It's hideous. There's, what is that, 6? Yeah, 6 on screen right now, 1 of them being used. Yeah, they suck. Change my mind. Someone, please. Oh, 2 being used. Wow. That's 70 power. But if you can see in the bottom, we're actually we're losing still 166. And that would need, what is that in quick math? Like 6 more to be running in order to change that. So, yeah, it just seems really bad. I'm just hoping the nuclear power can solve the problem without wiping out the planet, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the nuclear, but well, I know the nuclear power plants can blow up. I'm not sure how well that will end, but we'll see. So here I come again, making the loudest noise possible in the game and chucking all of my creator points into the batteries. And there we have now 1100 energy out of the 3000 maximum we can store, while the water pumps upgrade and use even more electricity. So we're chasing electricity here. Wind power seems the best so far. I'm just moving over now to progress, where we have the electronics factory. There it is. And then that is surrounded by 3 of the cattle farms, all using the mammoths. I don't know really. I haven't done much research into what type of animals do what. I would imagine that the mammoths, being the largest, give the most food, but eat the most food. The food that they eat is herbs, and herbs is something that, as you can see, I've got loads of. They just seem, I mean, you'll probably see in a bit when I look at the resources, it's the largest income on resource that we have. So if they're going to continue to collect so many herbs that I've got too many herbs, then I'll continue to breed elephants, mammoths, to eat them and give us more food. That is my game plan at the minute. Just actually clearing out some space. That tower was put automatically in the dumbest place. It really just chuck things down. It doesn't make them nice and neat. So once that's been cleared out, that slot that's between the cemetery and that road, I will get another building in there, another cattle farm. And then across the road I'll get an additional. So that will be 5 cattle farms in total. I can still build 2 more pyramids. I'd rather build the pyramids together though, so it looks a bit more like where they are in Egypt, that they're together, not just scattered all over the world. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to have 5 cattle farms, and then I'll see what the food looks like after that in terms of production. And also, knowing my luck, I'll build so many and then we won't have any herbs left. So you can see wood is low, by the way. At the bottom you can see wood is 0. But when I look at the stats of that, we're actually making more than we're using. So I don't understand why it's backed up. But as soon as I get a few free creator points, I'll pick up a couple of 100 wood and chuck it in one of the storage facilities. But there you go, look at the stats. And then that green line at the top there, that is the herbs. Through the roof, insane amount. And that's the one thing you don't have to get anybody to do. They just do it. Or if they're doing it based on a building, I've not really paid much attention to it. I thought it was the hospitals that use them, and they do, but I don't think it's them that collect them. So, very interesting. Let's get more mammoths. That's what I say. And finally chucking down a 4th garage to take us up to the 400 mark that we're currently almost at. So that will make everybody available with the movement speed. People dying due to, I believe it was a fire that I wasn't alerted to. Yeah, there it is. So we'll immediately get some rain down on there and put that fire out. I'm not sure what started it or what caused it. It could have been a lightning strike, but it didn't say if it was. So a bit of time later, we've got these buildings built, and we'll just whiz over there to have a look. So yes, you can see 5 cattle farms, and then there's a cemetery in the middle. Obviously, I did put the various different things around there for the engineer's hut, the hospital, a water reservoir. Them defence towers have been chucked in by the minister. Nothing to do with me, but I will stock them just to make sure. I don't know why. And you can see here, actually, there is the 3 exile cities right next to each other, looking quite modern indeed. We are allies with all of them. They have tanks already on that side. And as you can see, we are allies. They also have tanks, black tanks on that one, and they are our allies. And over here they have yellow tanks, and they have 50 people, so that's the biggest city of the lot. I would like to get some bridges built to spread around these areas to allow us to spread for residential and stuff. I was going to put one across here, but it will affect them negatively, and I didn't think about that. So as you can see, I didn't in the end. But what I did was zoomed out like so, and then where we're pushed up against the coast, I will chuck in a bridge to allow us to try and move over if we want to. I'm not sure how or if they will in terms of residents. They should, but also it just gives us a plan then moving forward for where we're going to actually build the next production buildings or whatever we need. But we're going to need the bridges to do so, so I'd rather do that, because if we build the buildings first, nobody can get there or it's too far for them to walk. So just like that, even here, look, just a nice little bridge across there. And as an idea for you guys that are still watching this video, and I appreciate everybody that does, because I am still new to this, but you can actually name the bridges. So if you want yourself, if you want to name one of the bridges after yourself or whatever you like, chuck it in the comments, and while the bridges are there, the first come first served, I will certainly name the bridges as such. I do check on them quite regular for the amount of people or nuggets moving over them. So if you want to name a bridge, go ahead, or anything actually, just put it in the comments. I think you can name all the buildings as well. I'm not sure about the residential buildings. I think you can. And then we come to the whales. Now I did mention this before. Spoiler alert, you can't actually build the cattle farms in the water. I tried, and I'm going to try now. You'll see me try. Because it just say you can tame them, but you can't. So I'm not sure what that's about, whether it's a future thing, whether it's something I'm doing wrong. I'm not sure. I mean, you wouldn't want a cattle farm anyway. You'd want like an aquarium or something if you wanted to house and breed the various different types of whales. But what you can do is this. You can pick them up. You can pick up the whales. And then I didn't really think about it, but you can actually put them into the fishery, and it gives it some instant raw fish. Be warned though, the amount of fish that or food you get from a whale is significantly more than the fishery can hold, so you will waste quite a lot. Suggestion would be to chuck the whale straight in your storage buildings, and yes, you can do that too. Here we go. Here's a whole whale, and plop, and then our food goes up by I think 60 or 70. So yeah, free food. It's not free, obviously. I don't know how many whales there were in that sea, and I don't know if I've just used the only two we had. I don't know much, but it made me laugh. So yeah, you can pick up the whales. And there we go, 300 out of 300. It's not quite triggered over to the 400 yet, because it just needs the worker to arrive and start that going. But you can see there's plenty of vehicles driving around, so the bridges are being used for what they are there for. And again, this is why it's imperative not to destroy the roads where you can, because if there's no road or the road goes red, that means that you can't use the vehicles, and it slows them down. Currently, I was looking for when we can have the nuclear power plant, and there it is. So it's industrial boom is the nuclear power plant, or the ecologism is the solar panels. So we need to get over there. This is quite a big section for research. The middle one is sort of food, the bottom one is resources, and the top one is military. So as you can see, I've just gone straight across with military, but I do come back a little bit to make sure I get the nitroglycerin for the 80... discovery points, not yellow points, finally. Discovery points, there we go. So likely what I'm going to do is go straight across there into the nuclear power plant, if it will let me, and there's no other prerequisites, I think is the right word. If there is, then I'll obviously have to do the rest of the research as well. But it just depends. I mean, the nuclear power plant is something that could be fantastic or absolute dog shite. Somebody starved to death right outside a restaurant, and what I'm learning is that although there's a restaurant there, that doesn't mean that they get to use it, because there is a cap, and the cap is 6 people per restaurant. So I thought, oh, I'll try and shove some more restaurants in. Unlikely that they'll fit, but I was pleasantly surprised, actually. So trying to put them on I'd love to be able to put them on the mountains and have stilts and stuff, so we didn't have to waste all that space. But it is what it is. You can't have everything right. So I try and try. Realise that it's not actually possible. So then come into the centre of the city, and just there, boom, nailed it. And I thought, why not? try and get another one in there, because that's 6 extra people fed. But if we can get 12 extra people fed, even better, because I'm not worried about the food at the minute. And there you go, right next to each other. Right, well, not smack in the middle, but almost. So I was really pleased with that. 2 eateries right down there, looking good. And once they're built, hopefully less people have a chance to starve to death, because that is not something I accept, with the basis that from the very beginning I said that I want to make too much food. So just checking in on the 𝐂𝐓s again, and we are going to have to take down some of the military buildings, because you have to build the actual specific buildings for the specific military you want, and that is what I'm going to do as soon as the research is finished. The food coming from these cattle farms is working nicely. It's all looking good, exactly how I wanted it. I think we're happy with where we're at. It is more than time, so I'm going to end it here. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome. Remember, if you want something named after yourself, specifically bridges, please do let me know, and I'll get to that ASAP. Congratulations to the winner again. You haven't reached out to me yet, so please do, and we'll get that sorted for you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.